Region Capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with repayments and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News from Monday, the 26th of July, 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, 1 dead, 2 hospitalized, and others injured as police deliver grim report on weekend incidents. 3 female Vincentian nationals charged for illegal entry to be deported. Policyholders of the British American Insurance Company Limited take legal action against the company in pursuit of full compensation. Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority overwhelmed by white goods initiative response. And in around the globe, Bar warns of stiff penalties for people who present fraudulent COVID-19 documents. And India's military step in to rescue after heavy rains caused floods in India. Coming up in sports, Kimberly Ince represents Grenada proudly as the youngest ever Olympian. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. On Friday's GBN Entertainment, the focus was on watching your words. It's apparent that the message was timely but not heeded. Those words fell on deaf ears as a St. Mark youngster is now dead. 35-year-old Jason Ganesh lost his life during a brawl among a group of persons early Saturday morning during what should have been curfew hours. Reports say that a fight ensued after a long-running trade of negative comments between himself and the person who is alleged to have caused his death. Chrislyn John visited the family at Bonaire, St. Mark, and sent in this dispatch.
Your life cut. You cut off your life just like that for no reason. He don't do nothing. He never hit you. And he's going to be loved by all of us because I'm his son and I love him. I love him very much. And I always look out for him. And I don't know how I'm going to live accepting that my son died. I don't know how to accept it. Not know. Because I don't know how to believe Jason died.
A mother's lamentation over the loss of her son. Jason's mother, Jesslyn, described it as a case of double jeopardy as the family is still mourning the recent death of a relative overseas. 2 of her other children, a son and a daughter, was also left nursing stab wounds. She heard her son's voice for the last time on Friday evening during a family gathering.
Me sleep. I didn't even know the time directly. I hear my little son. I see somebody opening the gate and the person running up the step and I hear the gate making noise. So I say, hey. And I hear, Squeezer. That's my son calling his father. He call him Squeezer. Squeezer, I get stabbed. I get stabbed. I say, what? So I run out. The father run out. I say, what? When we look, we see Mario, all the white blood, all his big clothes, his vest, all his skin blood. All I don't know where I get it, but I get it. I'm scared them, you know. Scared them and Jason. I say, what? I say, what happened to Jason? He say, scared them. Did they fight him with Jason? And he said, look at what happened with the guy what troubled Jason first. So the 2 cars going down to save life. Thinking no, so I go in the car before they go, and I open and I see my child lie down there. So I say, Jason, and he more just stay in a one position. And I see his hand looking stiff. So I touch his hand. I say, Jason. So I say, all right, I take a sheet, I cover him because he was half naked.
Jason's brother Mario Ganis survived the attack, but is now nursing stab wounds from what escalated into a brawl among about 4 persons.
Back outside, I saw the guy that killed my brother. He just had my brother on his back, and I now saw that as soon as I come out, so I run straight onto him, and I just feel I received a stab from behind my head. That is the only thing I could have feel I get, but I didn't know if I got other stabs and stuff like that. As soon as I get that and I realize blood there behind me falling off, I just run straight home.
Their sister Michelle was also stabbed in her arm while trying to break up the fight. She was too distraught to speak. Family members say that Ganis and the person accused of causing his death had a long-running feud and traded negative brabs over several weeks. Mrs. Ganis say her son had great aspirations of wanting to own a business, a process he had already started.
Jason is about a good mind. Jason built that little building across there. He went to a little class with him to get a loan. He want to open a little parlor. He used to have a parlor before, but he built it better now. And he fixing it up, and he was about to get in Dr. Morris and them in thing to help him. So they tell him wait until they get it right away, so he get a little paper for his place and to thing. He fixing a little place now to do a little business. He say he want to open a little business.
On Saturday morning, police issued a wanted man's notice for Kenny Alexander, also known as Kedem. The police said he was wanted by the Criminal Investigation Department in connection with a murder investigation. Alexander was said to have been on the run for a few hours, but was later found and detained by officers at the CID on Saturday. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
After a period of relative calm for the first part of the year, police have found themselves with a full slate in the last 2 weeks, but especially so on weekends. There have been several stabbing incidents and 2 deaths in 2 weekends, one resulting from an assailant being shot after ignoring pleas to desist. GBN's Chrislyn John reports on what has been a troubling time for the country and a difficult period for the police.
With many going against state orders to cease jab-jab fetes and illegal carnival activities, alcohol consumption is on the uptick, and social workers say this has created a breeding ground for violence. Head of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vanny Cohen, says the police have had their hands filled responding to reports of fights and other unsavory activities. He appeals to members of the public to exercise calm and get others involved in de-escalating potential violent situations.
July, we are almost at the end of July, and we still only have 2 murders recorded for this year. We are praying God that as a police force and as a nation that, we do not have any more. 2 murders per year is 2 murders too much for a small island as Grenada. I think this year, if it holds, might go down as one of the year that we have had the lowest murder rate, that I can ever remember.
On Monday morning, the police were still gathering evidence following Saturday's stabbing death at Victoria St. Mark.
And unfortunately, again, this is another weekend that was full of activities. It started with a killing in Victoria, for which 1 person is in police custody. The postmortem for this particular killing will be tomorrow, and we do expect that an arrest will be made sometime either tomorrow or early in this week for this particular incident. So we have to tie the act that committed Friday to the cause of death, and once the cause of death is consistent with the act, then we can go ahead now and perhaps charge somebody for the offense.
2 persons were hospitalized. 1 man is in police custody following another altercation at Subi St. Andrew.
On the other hand, and in Subies on Saturday, we have had another chopping incident where two brothers were chopped, seriously wounded. Those two brothers are still hospitalized. The accused in this matter is currently in police custody. He's being processed now as I speak, and hopefully again either today or tomorrow or sometime this week, early this week, he too is likely to be charged for both incidents here, both chopping here.
The violent acts this past weekend follow a severe chopping incident at Richmond Hill, St. George last Sunday. The attacker was shot and killed by police after several unheeded appeals to him to back away from the victim. Chrislyn, John, GBN News.
Several people could face charges for breaching an approved agreement and breaking the COVID-19 regulations following a party at a popular liming spot on the weekend. This comes as several persons express disgruntlement about an apparent disparity in the granting of permission for some social events.
All you don't come and will say the issue are taking place. It's only police. It's only police. All you don't come and will say this. Alright.
It was another weekend in Grenada where some people kept up their defiant theme that mass must play. One of the villages singled out in recent weeks was Willis in St. George, where jab-jab fetes and gatherings were evident. However, this weekend, there was a heavy police presence in that area to ensure this was not repeated. Police say their attempts and plea to the nation to adhere to COVID-19 regulations seem to be falling on deaf ears. Addressing the media on Monday, Superintendent of Police Vanny Cohen said they have stepped up their response by ticketing violators.
And so for the last 2 weeks, in the Central Division alone, which is the St. George's area, we have issued 106 fixed penalty tickets for various offences under the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations. Most of these tickets had to do with persons hosting activities without permission and persons attending activities for which the number exceed the legal requirement of the law.
However, the police and other persons in authority are seen as biased after word spread and pictures shown of what appears to be a massive party in a rural part of the country. Superintendent Cohen admitted that an agreement was breached and that an investigation is now ongoing.
We have had an activity last night, a well-talked about activity. It is on social media, depicting and displaying what seems to be a huge party at the cow pen. I can speak to this. What has happened in this particular incident is that permission was requested by the proprietors of the cow pen, and permission was granted for a sit-down of about 60 persons. It turned out to be what it is. The intention for which law enforcement granted permission was not what eventually happened on the ground. This matter is currently being investigated, and I can assure you that there may be a number of charges that might be filed out of this incident.
Superintendent Cohen had some advice for people who seek permission to host some events.
It is important that you read the permission that you receive and that you stick to the permission that was given to you.
Trellona Charles, GBN News.
It is apparent that the displacement caused by the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent is causing persons to seek refuge in Grenada. 2 Vincentian women and a minor arrived on Grenadian shores recently and are now on the deportation listing. This follows a similar occurrence about 6 weeks ago. As we hear in this report, the 2 women appeared in court this morning.
3 Vincentian women were ordered to leave Grenada after illegally entering the island. They were detained by officers attached to the Western Division. 21-year-old Kesani Bob, 20-year-old Love Collis, and a minor were brought before the St. George's Magistrate Court on Monday. Head of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vanny Cohen, provided an update this morning.
They went to court this morning. These are the 3 Vincentians who entered the country illegally last week. They were taken to court this morning and they were ordered to be deported back to St. Vincent. So yes, to answer your question, they should have been tested for COVID-19. They are currently in police custody waiting deportation arrangement, after which they would be sent back to their homeland.
The vigilance of members of the public were commended by Superintendent Kerwin as he highlighted another incident which was brought to their attention in the Pandy Bay area.
And they swam ashore, and thanks to the quick thinking of some of our citizens, they were able to call in the police and say, listen, this is what we have observed. They're not illegal. They were all checked out. They're illegal. They were checked for COVID and everything, so they're not illegal immigrants. So that was not a fear for us in terms of the virus, but we had to act because, they came ashore and we wanted to know what was happening. But that is the incident that happened at the Pandy Bay area.
Superintendent Cohen urges members of the public to call the police hotline 911 or any police station to report any suspicious activities.
Above the community, you wouldn't know who is illegal and who is not. And so every phone call to the police, we encourage you to make that call. It's better to make the call and it turn out to be legal than you did not make that call and it turns out that they are illegal, and not only illegal, also carrying the COVID virus with us. We get calls from people who know that they are illegal. We detain, we question, we're able to trace background, and we work with our counterparts across the region to be able to determine if that particular name or person is a citizen of your country or not.
This is the second time within 8 weeks that police have arrested and charged Vincentian nationals for entering Grenada illegally. The uptick in illegal entry among Vincentians has been linked to the recent volcanic activity on the island. Hundreds have been displaced by the La Sofria volcano, which exploded in the month of April. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
This is news at 7. Coming up, Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority overwhelmed by white goods initiative response. Stay with us.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Something's coming. Listen, something big is happening in Grenada, and it's just what you've been waiting for. The Grenada Movement, TGM the Party, launches on Monday, August 2nd at the Spice Basket in Beaulieu. Doors open at 3 p.m. The event starts at 5 p.m. sharp. You're invited to come out and be entertained, motivated, and empowered as TGM unveils its political platform, a movement to change our future. Come out in your numbers or join us online as together we take Grenada forward. COVID-19 protocols will be in full effect.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, under love. Easy wins with Flow.
Catch the easy summer vibes with over $70,000 in cash and prizes. Just top up $15 or more. Activate a prepaid plan, switch to Flow, or bundle your home services to get your share of $70,000 in cash, data, Samsung Galaxy devices, shopping vouchers, and more.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, under love. Easy way
Conditions apply.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Sunday, August 1st from 6 p.m. The 26th edition of Wackety Virtual Bingo is on, and you can win big money.
How much? Like $8,000?
Your mother! You can win $10,000 US.
Wow!
And hear this, for 1 week only, tickets are $10 US, then $12 US after. If you're in Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com or from numerous box offices island-wide. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. So, what are you waiting for? Sunday, August 1st, play Wackety Virtual Bingo. It's the new way to play bingo.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Nationals in Grenada and other Eastern Caribbean islands are being told that they could help kickstart stalled economies. The suggestion comes amidst a projected growth forecast of 7% for the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union in 2022. That's a significant increase from 1%, which has been forecast for 2021. The governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine, says the low growth target for this year is due to great measure to the slow recovery of the tourism sector. Gerard Joseph has that story.
ECCB Governor Timothy Antoine notes that the 2022 growth forecast depends heavily on the vaccine rollout, which is a critical factor to the reopening of the tourism sector. Using the return of cruise ships as an example, Governor Antoine says the concern that their return is not yet possible has a direct correlation to the level of vaccination in the various islands.
Well, unless a small man is vaccinated, that is going to be a challenge, because you do not want to expose a so-called small man to being infected and to becoming sick and possibly losing his or her life.
Speaking at the 99th meeting of the ECCB Monetary Council, Antoine lamented the predicament faced by regional governments who have a first responsibility to protect their citizens.
Help our governments by taking the responsibility to vaccinate. I make that personal appeal to you, all of you, because if not, we put you in harm's way, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So please help us to help you. We have to do this together. All right, because we cannot close indefinitely, but if we open and people are not protected, you're going to have difficulties.
The ECCB governor says people must be mindful that COVID-19 cases will rise if taxi drivers and others who come in direct contact with cruise ship passengers are not vaccinated.
And then people will say we need to close and lock down. And I am no fan of lockdowns. Lockdowns are necessary sometimes, but I'm no fan because of what it does for businesses, because of the impact it has on, it's a blunt instrument, to be quite honest. And it's particularly punishing for those who've done the right thing.
Governor Antoine appealed to nationals in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union to get vaccinated as a means of kickstarting stalled economic activities. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Public servants are clamoring for a leveling of the pension playing field. They are some of the view that some persons keep moving the goalposts so that working men and women do not have equal opportunities at the pension goal. This critical matter is currently being deliberated before the court. GBN's Krista Campbell has more details.
Earlier this year, retirees and current public workers took to the streets to accentuate the pension issue in Grenada. They have been calling on the government to restore their constitutionally guaranteed right to pension on retirement. Attorney Ruggles Ferguson gave a synopsis of the ongoing pension battle and highlighted the section of the Constitution they contend creates a right to a pension.
What 92(2)B does in effect is to protect your right and entitlement to a pension based on the applicable pension law at your point of entry into the service. And therefore the debate can be reduced to a simple sentence, and that is whether or not persons entering the service after April 1983, well no, February 22nd, 1985, are entitled to a 1958 pension, one, or whether they are entitled to an NIS pension.
President of the Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, added to the pension issue discourse, stating that there is currently an uneven playing field where pension and gratuity is concerned.
An NNP government from 1989 ensured that post-revolution, they ensured that politicians and parliamentarians got a handsome pension, which include a gratuity after 4 years, which is not even a full political term. So each term, politicians serve, they get a gratuity, and then they get a full pension by the age of 55. And you see now, there is talks and flirtations of increasing the retirement age to 65. So the playing field is not equal, and we are trying to equal that playing field.
Grimes further expressed on the Beyond the Headlines program that it is their hope that social justice will be served at the end of the ongoing battle between government and public workers.
We hope within this year, that when that judgment comes, that there will be social justice taking place in this land, and public officers can get their due pension, and that the elders can exit that field of suffering that they are seeing now under the policy of this current administration.
Meanwhile, government has maintained that it will await the outcome of the court matter and will be guided accordingly. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority says that the overwhelming response to its white goods initiative has presented a major challenge. It has not been able to reach every household within the planned 2-day window. Rena Pierre-Thomas spoke with the authority's communications officer today.
Homeowners were asked to place their old television set, stoves, washing machine, and other dilapidated household items out for collection during the past 2 days. However, some persons complained that they did as instructed, but no one came to collect the items. The Solid Waste Authority Communications Officer, Myrna Julian, says that's because the service providers were overwhelmed by the quantity of items put out for collection.
So that there are a number of communities who did not get the collection service on Saturday. The mop-up teams were working on Sunday, right? So that's 1 day, and they also continuing their operations today. And as long as there are items out for the special collection service, they would be removed. So we have been bombarded with quite a lot of calls here with, residents concerned, should they put it back in? We're asking them to leave it out and the items would be collected.
She also highlighted some of the challenges experienced in the process.
Our collection crews are observing that as they go through some of the communities, the residents continue to bring stuff out. Where items have been, some streets have been cleared, they've visited communities and they have collected the waste items. We are encouraging the residents to please desist from adding more waste after the trucks have passed.
For persons who became despondent that their white goods have been left behind, there's no need to despair.
So every community in Grenada is scheduled to this special collection service once per month, right? So there's no need to wait on this big, massive drive, right? So if you have your items for disposal, you want you to follow the procedures. You call us and you make an appointment we would give you the number to call for your specific area. You call, you make that appointment, and the collection contractor will tell you the day and time that he would come to your community to have those items collected.
The authorities urging people to take advantage of the service, which is free of cost and remains in effect once per month. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Still ahead, we take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens, and it might just be your favorite fruit. Plus, people chime in on the crackdown of jab fetes around the nation. Some say allow the show to go on, while others think it's risky business in this COVIDious times. We'll share those perspectives on the other side of the break. This is News at 7.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Welcome to Nurses Care, a new home healthcare company on Ireland, changing the way you receive healthcare. From registered nurses and aides to medical doctors and qualified physicians, we offer a wide range of healthcare services, from monitoring chronic conditions and medications to elderly care, pediatric care, and maternity nurses, to even housekeeping and case management. We offer 24/7 in-house healthcare services. So contact us today for your in-house consultation at 439-3928.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. Plumbing fixtures, cutting and grinding discs, PVC glue, drywall screws, and power saw blades. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, bundle up. Easy wins with Flow. Easy wins, Flow. Easy wins.
Catch the easy summer vibes with over $70,000 in cash and prizes. Just top up $15 or more. Activate a prepaid plan, switch to Flow, or bundle your home services to get your share of $70,000 in cash, data, Samsung Galaxy devices, shopping vouchers, and more.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, bundle up. Easy wins with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
An initial 6 months deferral on loans and mortgages provided through the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has extended into 2021 and is now expected to end in September. The financial fallout due to the COVID-19 pandemic led to temporary bailouts being offered by the commercial banking institutions in the ECCU. An extension of that moratorium is now under review. We get the details in this report.
Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine, says discussions are ongoing with the commercial banks for a possible extension of the moratorium or deferral on loans by a case-by-case basis. The moratorium is scheduled to expire at the end of September.
Because we do recognize that there are still needs, real needs, given the situation with tourism. We also know, of course, of the situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the volcano. So we are going to be sensitive to that, and we are going to work with the banking community to do that.
Antoine says they are encouraging financial counseling to be given for those accessing that facility.
Because we want to make sure that when persons access that facility, they do so without incurring additional or too much additional debt burden for themselves. And so to make sure that they requisite information when they're making that decision. So that's on that, and you spoke to that. Now, on the question of additional support for small businesses, you would have heard of our partial credit guarantee scheme that was launched in October last year. The chairman would have spoken to that as well. And basically, that is to help small businesses. So loans of up to $300,000, guaranteed at 75%. That's $225,000.
The ECCB governor says the partial credit guarantee will add to the possible moratorium extension in providing assistance to small businesses.
The idea is to be able to provide direct support to small businesses. And we also have received additional external financing, which Prime Minister Harris may wish to speak of if he so chooses, which would provide additional support for small businesses, especially our women who own and manage businesses. So that is one particular initiative. We've also, of course, launched Dcash, and I want you to make the connection because Dcash is a business-to-business, person-to-person payment instrument. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's safer. So again, small businesses will have an opportunity to use Dcash to be able to actually transact business and to be able to cut their costs.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Media platforms, the GBN social media platforms, continue to take as members of the public weigh in on issues of concern. In recent days, discussions have centered around the hotspots for jab fets, which have crept up in recent weeks. Trellona Charles has been listening to the various points of view.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Despite calls from the Royal Grenada Police Force to cease the Juve-like weekend activities, there continues to be an emergence of jab in various villages across the island. Tonight, we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss if Grenadians should be free to participate in Juve-like activities or should they stay home.
Yes, I agree people need to free up themselves. The big shots can afford to go to dine out, so the youths need recreational and social activities to relax. They are in their villages, not out in public roads, and they should be allowed to go to a playing field enclosed to do it. Also, Grenada can take care of our mental health.
Give the people, some of the people, a little bit of privilege. It could be monitored. It could be some way where they could give the people a little time to just relax, because at the end of the day, people are frustrated. When people get frustrated, they do anything.
The jab activities are a risky behavior for the virus, but I see no difference between this and sitting in bars and restaurants. Let's not demonize the jab because we were dead already.
Once let the people free up themselves, give the people the time to play the carnival. It's not the Juve, it's not a whole day you're giving them. It's a couple of hours.
We are not in a lockdown. We go about our daily business freely. So why on a Sunday, on Saturday, people want to be jumping up and doing all sort of foolishness and talking about stress? Go and work the land. Instead of you involving in this sort of thing on them. And we have laws. There is a time when people have carnival like activities. That is in August. We are in July. Come on, people, let us be more disciplined on that.
Government ministers wine and dine, but the youths must lock up under stress. Let them free up themselves. Give them permission to go to an open playing field and enjoy themselves. They are not creating any crimes.
Seeing that they remove the 2 holidays, people who working like in the summer and so, that's the time they spend with the family. So now they have to go to work. And the people who enjoy carnival, like it or not, 2021 will be more jobs.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
And now for tonight's I Saw Report. Let's zoom in a little.
A good eye captures all. GBN I Saw is brought to you by Clearvision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clearvision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clearvision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
GBN's ISA reported tonight features something that some may see as quite simple, but in fact can be a serious issue. Since the introduction of weed eaters and their use on the roadside, many people have expressed concern, including pitching stones that connects with moving vehicles. Our ISA reporter said, "This just fly into my van at True Blue roundabout from someone weed cutting. Luckily, this flying missile escaped the driver's face." Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather and sports up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Hills and Valleys
Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vic Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills & Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills & Valley, your health is our business. Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
We've certainly got you covered. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers, improving as the night progresses. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open water. The tides are low at 11 p.m. and high at 5 a.m. As we look ahead on Tuesday, sun will rise at 6 minutes to 6. Partly cloudy and hazy with light isolated showers. On Wednesday, partly cloudy to cloudy with light to moderate showers and a low chance of thunder, with an increase in cloudiness and intensity overnight. Finally, on Thursday, cloudy to overcast with light to moderate showers, which may become heavy at times, and a medium chance of thunder. Keep those umbrellas close. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News.
Good evening, sporting fans. Kimberly Ince cemented her name in the history books after she became Grenada's youngest ever Olympian on Sunday. Kimberly placed third in her heat for the women's 100-meter backstroke with a time of 1 minute 10.24 seconds. Unfortunately, her time was not fast enough for her to advance to the semifinals. She, however, has made all of Grenada proud as the youngest athlete to represent Grenada at the Olympics while completing her CSEC exams. Meanwhile, in less than 24 hours, Delron Felix swims off in the 100-meter freestyle at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Set your reminders and get ready. Race time is 6 a.m. Grenada time. GBN continues to bring you live coverage of the Tokyo Olympic Games. Paradise FC International has leapfrogged Hurricanes SC, who was atop the Premier League table since the opening weekend. Paradise FC had taken the lead going into the weekend and held off the efforts from Hurricane SC, who recorded a landslide 7-0 victory over Eagles Super Strikers. Paradise FC defeated Saab Spartans 6-0 in a big parish derby, which saw them steer clear of Hurricanes. On average, despite both clubs being on 19 points. The league leaders take on third-placed FC Cameron midweek, while Hurricanes take on Montreach SC on Tuesday. FC Cameron beat Montreach SC 2-0 over the weekend. Fourth place Hard Rock FC edged out fifth place St. John Sports 3-2 and will face Eagles Super Strikers on Wednesday, while St. John Sports takes on Shantimel FC on Tuesday. Queen's Park Rangers defeated Shantimel 5-2 and is scheduled to take on Saab Spartans on Wednesday. There are signs that the Japanese public may be warming up to the Olympics. More than 70 million people in the country watched the opening ceremony, and the hosts have already racked up several gold medals. But COVID-19 infection rates in the city remain high. Al Jazeera's Andy Richardson reports from Tokyo.
Despite official requests for people in Japan to watch the Olympics at home, many are taking any chance they can to witness some action. Here, a cycling race that went outside official venues.
They're not allowing fans, but this road race is happening where we can watch it outdoors. I thought this might be the last chance in my life to see the Olympics in Tokyo.
Since I never got to see the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, I thought, well, this time I definitely have to see it, but it's too bad that spectators are banned.
There's been a rush of feel-good stories involving Japanese athletes, including a gold for 13-year-old skateboarder Momiji Nishiya. And that's helping to lift online support for the Games.
The day before yesterday was the best day in the history of digital platforms of the Olympics. The day after was 20% more, and the day after was 20% more, higher than what we had expected. So clearly, the interest in the Games is booming.
There were 16 new Games-related COVID-19 cases on Monday, but organisers insist the Athletes' Village is the most tested community in the world. The conflict in sentiments felt by many Japanese people was reflected in a survey taken at the start of the Games. Nearly 90% were worried that the Olympics would cause a surge in infections, but more than 70% said they were looking forward to watching it. This is a city with a rich sporting culture, but it's also one that's still under a state of emergency due to COVID-19.
People were really geared up and pumped up, actually, to welcome people from all over the world. But unfortunately, considering the very conservative nature of Japanese, we're the most risk-avoidant type of people and organization in the world. And for that reason, having another big wave of COVID-19 coming through, especially this variant type, it's also understandable that people are also backing off at the same time.
Fans who should have been queuing up to watch sport are left to make what memories they can of an Olympics that remain tantalisingly out of reach. Andy Richardson, Al Jazeera, Tokyo.
That's it for sports. Our original segment is up next. This is your One Caribbean hookup. The government of Barbados is cracking down on visitors and locals alike who present fraudulent COVID-19 documents at the island's point of entry. In admitting that authorities had uncovered numerous counterfeit certifications, Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced stiff penalties for people caught presenting them.
Any person presenting fraudulent documents to any official of the government of Barbados, whether it be a fraudulent PCR test or whether it be a fraudulent vaccine certificate, will be subject to penalties within the criminal justice system. And the Attorney General will make those available. I believe that it will be subject to a $100,000 fine as well as a maximum of 2 years in prison.
Prime Minister Mottley said post-entry audits will be done to find those who may have already presented false COVID-19 documents at the port of entry and have gotten away with it.
We take this very, very, very seriously, and to that extent we ask persons to note that if you feel that you've gotten past the airport or the seaport with a fraudulent certificate and you feel it's over, don't feel it's over, because there's something called post-entry audit. And we will do post-entry audits. And if we find that you have given us a test result that the person or the lab from which it has come cannot verify and cannot validate that you received a test or you received a vaccination, then, my friends, it will be passed over to the right authorities for further action.
Internationally, India's military has stepped up rescue operations in the western side of Maharashtra and other coastal regions as the heaviest July rains in decades caused devastating floods. More than 100 people have died and many more are missing. The Indian military has already helped move more than 85,000 people to safer areas. Al Jazeera's Sarah Khairat reports.
Calm after the chaos, but an all too familiar scene across India. It's hard for many to take in. Homes and lives destroyed. Household items are all that's left, a reminder of how relentless the annual monsoon rains have been this year.
That's it for your One Caribbean hookup. I'm Trellona Charles. Thank you for joining us.
Let's recap the headlines. 1 dead, 2 hospitalized, and others injured as police deliver grim report on weekend incidents. 3 female Vincentian nationals charged for illegal entry to be deported. Policy holders of the British American Insurance Company Limited take legal action against the company in pursuit of compensation. Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority overwhelmed by white goods initiative response. In around the globe, Barbados Prime Minister warns of stiff penalties for people who present fraudulent COVID-19 documents, and India's military step in to rescue after heavy rains cause floods in India. In sports, Kimberly Ince represents Grenada proudly as the youngest ever Olympian. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.